I figure that speaking of the choir here, right? We all know what a server is, what a router is, a modem, the subconscious, the background operations, the programs that are running, which are the codes, the frequencies. So I don't want to be redundant here because this was something. If something happens that I experience, it means that I know that it's significant in light of everything else that we're aware of. Given the time frame, right, time density of what we're experiencing, particularly in light of everything that we've been circulating around by virtue of the server that's providing us the information at the speed in which we experience it through the morphogenetic field structure, right? So I made a few words. I put a little blurb into Huna Flash, the House of Huna, and all the stuff he's been doing with Dragon Masters, right? So you realize I use different terminology, right? Because I love to go fast, okay? Spinning fast, right? So what it means is like you're running a hotter server. You're clearing out all the bugs out of the system, right? Which are really bad codes, is really what it is, okay? Frequencies that do not belong there, right? If you're going to build a planetary motherboard, right? You don't want any bugs in your system, right? So when you think about it, between minus/the plus, and you have perfect balance, so it starts with perfect balance of a cross, right? The vertical rod, right? And the horizontal cross, when all the spheres are in perfect balance, right? Then your consciousness is in perfect balance. So I have a beautiful soul friend of mine, which is Michelle Martin, that I share when there's, I don't need to share everything with her because it's like, you already know where she's operating at. She's another oversoul androgynous polarity integrator. So her and I are on the same page, okay, because of what we experience by virtue of what we know. So love tells no lies, okay? So we're getting, the one is always with us. So we're running at the highest rate of speed. That's the gift of being androgynous, because our perception of power is not inverted. We don't hold on to one electron. Oh, no. Okay, you want to be a multiversal server? Then you don't hold on to one electron, do you? No, because you want everything to go through the system, just exactly the way it was intended to go through the system, at the highest rate of speed. That's right. You're slowing down data. You don't want to slow down data, do you? No, that's a slowpoke. So if you're going to build a router or a planetary motherboard, right, you want to be able to get that information right now. Right? Yeah. So you got to know something about building a network, a communication system, right? So they're all on board together, experiencing what love is, which is what the law is. That's why everything that we're experiencing right now is what we're experiencing right now. What I feel is that the servers are being cleaned out. I call it a rotor-rooter. You know, like a drill motor. Drilling out dark tunnels, right? You know how to do that, right? Portals. And when you put it through the stuff that the Voyager material put up with the schematics about the portals, right? Like, for instance, you build a grid that's already perfect, right, with no errors in it, and somebody else decides to put a road in between your shoulder down here and mess up your fucking equipment, which means your communication corridors, the way they were originally designed, they were already efficient. Now we're into energy management efficiency, right? And now we're back to Mama. When I was a child, they're always fucking with Mother Nature. Like they know better than she does what she's doing with a motherboard. I know. Okay, so something happened. So the last couple of videos I put up and stuff that I've shared about what I'm experiencing, I share with all of you the speed at which change is taking place. That's what we're noticing, because that's what a server is. A server is serving you information. Okay? So if you want to know what's going on, you want to know from the fastest servers. That would be an androgynous oversoul polarity integrator, connected to the one, the source from which it all began. So it's like we get it first, they get it later. And that's based on what? Clearing your circuits of miasma, lighting yourself on fire. Holding on to energy is a slowpoke. Giving away all your energy, you're a faster runner. Now you're running with the high-speed servers. That means you're with a high-speed network. High-speed consciousness with souls, arcing spheres. Love energy spheres. That's what the law is. That's the law of balance. That's the law of spheres. So something happened this afternoon when all of a sudden it popped up on the Google, right? And it had, you know what a still is, a still photograph. Stop the speed, pause the button. So you see a picture, a still. And what I saw was a picture of a bear that was walking out of the surf, right there. He wasn't quite out of the water, but he was getting close to where all the little foam, the quantum foam comes in, right? And you could see a few people on the landscape, right? It was definitely a beach. And this looked like a bear. It looked like a dark brown bear coming out of the water, right? So you know the Mandela effect, right? And collapsing waves or collapsing programs that are running. Software, right? And so I went to hit the play button, right? And it wouldn't load. Well, it wouldn't load. I couldn't experience it using my consciousness, subconscious, to run it in the subconscious. Now I'm consciously aware of it. The difference in the torque speed between when it happened and when you experience it again, which is called a tape delay. Programs running in the background need time to be able to experience it from when it first began. I manifest. So this is what happened when the screen went blank, actually black screen. And then I got the white letters in hypertext that said the following. So the title, okay, of the film was the CNN channel, cable news network, the Ethernet cable network. The title is CNN, a bear walks out of ocean onto crowded Florida beach. Now, then I got a message from the server, and it said there was an issue during media playback with the content that was playing. The sub-error code will contain additional information about underlying causality. Underneath that, in big caps, it says I source. And then you have the underling, the little the line underneath that, the hyphen, not the hyphen, I forget what they call that thing. But it says I source is all caps. I source, manifest, invalid, encountered code, :1202. You see how that works? I figure if you've been paying attention to some of the stuff that I've been sharing about servers and modems and routers and shields, volcanoes, tornadoes, the eye of peace, and all the rest of it, this ought to snap in place when you tie it together what Kim Go-Goon was talking about, right? Right? So ending Star Wars forever. That's right. So I put this up on Huna Flash. I got to share this with you, brother. Okay? And I did the same thing with Dr. Mami Saraki over on Wake Up Africa. These are significant events. So if it's significant and I think it's intel, I'll share it with all of you. All right? Have a good evening. What a sunset, sun's going down. What a beautiful afternoon here on the Big Island. On the north side of the Hamakua. Mua. Kamalawati.